welcome to the Indie Brew Show, where we spill the tea on all the indie games. My name is Beck.
And I'm Ant, and today we have a stacked lineup of indie game goodness, and we are going to kick it off with Freshly Brewed, a cup full of the latest indie game news.
Freshly Brewed.
Get ready to crack open a brand new narrative adventure because Egging On is rolling onto PC this August. This cozy, satirical comedy game drops you into the yolk-soaked world of Morningvale, a town of sentient eggs just trying to get by, while you stir up a whole lot of trouble. As a mischievous little egg, you'll explore different neighbourhoods, chat with quirky locals, and unlock branching conversations that shape the fate of your community. The game promises a light-hearted but surprisingly rich storyline that leans into themes of social unrest and rebellion, but with egg puns. Lots of them. The team at Guerrilla Garbage has also teased that the game will be fully voice acted and packed with secrets to uncover. With its striking pop art visuals and a blend of humour and heart, Egging On might just be one of the most original indie games hitting shelves this winter.
After years in development, The Drifter is finally pulling into the station. The gritty pixel art thriller from Powerhoof is officially launching in July, bringing its tense, time-looping mystery to fans of classic point-and-click storytelling. The game follows Mick Carter, a man who witnesses a murder, gets gunned down, and then wakes up moments earlier, caught in a spiraling supernatural conspiracy. You'll piece together fragments of a shadowy past, manipulate the timeline, and navigate the paranoia of a small town hiding dark secrets. With a sharp script, moody soundtrack, and deep love for 90s-era adventure games, The Drifter is shaping up to be one of this year's most compelling indie stories. If you're into grimy noir mysteries, dark humour, and pixelated panic, this one should absolutely be on your radar.
Tavern Talk Stories Dreamwalker is the next chapter in the magical bartending universe that first introduced Tavern Talk. This time, instead of mixing drinks, you're crafting dream teas in a quiet tea house at the edge of slumber. Announced this week, the narrative-driven game will see players step into the role of a dreamwalker, someone who listens to fantastical beings and gently guides them through their dreams and traumas with the right herbal brews. Expect cozy vibes, hand-drawn visuals, and the same heartwarming storytelling that made the original game a breakout success. While it's still early days, the team promises new gameplay mechanics, more diverse characters, and some very personal dream journeys to navigate.
Tiny Bookshop, a relaxing narrative sim about running your own mobile bookstore, has just confirmed an August release window, and it's already looking like a must-play for fans of slow-living games. Set in a picturesque coastal village, you'll build and decorate your bookstore cart, travel to different locations, and recommend books to passing townsfolk based on their personalities and stories. The game combines light business management with wholesome storytelling, encouraging you to connect with your customers and become a beloved part of the community. It's all wrapped in a charming paper cutout art style. and a lo-fi soundtrack that screams comfort game. If you loved unpacking or a little to the left, this one may be your next cozy obsession.
Strategists take note, The King is Watching is set to launch this July, blending real-time tactics with kingdom management in a striking paper diorama world. You'll serve as the omniscient eye of a tyrannical monarch, watching over your kingdom's citizens as they try to resist your rule. It's a clever spin on the strategy genre, seeing you navigate limited spaces under the watchful eye of the king to build up your resources and defend your growing kingdom. This one is a great pick for strategy roguelite lovers, and it's heading our way in July.
Fans of wholesome 3D platformers, rejoice. Misk, A Tiny Tale is finally making its way to PC this July. Set in a vibrant miniature world made of everyday objects, you'll play as Buddy and Bag Boy, two tiny robots on a mission to help their community. Inspired by classics like Super Mario Sunshine and A Hat in Time, the game is all about joyful movement, clever collectibles, and helping the world around you. It's been getting buzz for its delightful art style, gentle humour, and the sheer love the devs have poured into every nook and cranny. If you're looking for a pick-me-up this winter, Misk is an instant mood booster.
Get your wishlist ready, Steam Next Fest is back this June, and it's shaping up to be one of the biggest yet. Kicking off June 10th, the week-long digital festival will spotlight hundreds of upcoming indie games with free playable demos, developer live streams, and first looks at new titles across every genre you can imagine. Whether you're into cozy life sims, experimental narrative puzzlers, or offbeat roguelikes, Next Fest is your chance to go hands-on with what's coming next in the indie scene. Expect early demos for hotly anticipated games like Strange Antiquities, Discounty, and Moonlighter 2, plus plenty of unexpected favourites just waiting to be discovered.
If you're looking for something to play this week, we've got you covered. Let's take a look at what's on the menu. Void Sayer is a dark, monster-taming JRPG set in a world consumed by the abyss. As one of the few survivors, you have the chance to fight back by assembling a team of monsters to battle eldritch horrors and restore hope to the world. The game combines traditional JRPG elements with a dark, atmospheric setting, challenging players to strategize and adapt as they confront the encroaching darkness. With its unique blend of monster collection and turn-based combat, Void Sayer offers a fresh take on the genre. This one's coming out June 2nd.
Zephyr, A Thief's Melody is an adventure exploration game set in a colourful archipelago made by a solo dev. You'll play as a young thief sailing the ocean, investigating kidnappings, fighting pirates, and searching for the truth on the back of a cute turtle. This looks like a stunning environment with Legend of Zelda vibes, and it's heading our way June 2nd.
Module War is a real-time strategy game where you control a living alien organism that can split, evolve, and reconfigure in real time. Unlike traditional RTS games, you're not commanding units, you are the unit, adapting your biomass for offense, defense, or stealth on the fly. The game offers asymmetric warfare and wild multiplayer matches that reward creativity and surprise. With its bio-horror visuals and modular gameplay, Module War stands out as one of the most original strategy games of the year. This one's coming to you June 3rd.
Rise of Industry 2 is a strategic tycoon game where you build and manage your growing industrial empire in a living, breathing, and procedurally generated world. Set in an alternate 1980s, the game allows you to set up specialized complexes containing factories, power plants, industrial furnaces, and farms. Establish utility networks to power your industries, make use of natural resources, and provide the media industry with products like televisions, cameras, and video game consoles. With 15 unique scenarios in campaign mode and a sandbox mode for creative freedom, the game offers a deep and engaging experience for strategy enthusiasts. This one is heading to Steam June 3rd.
Parallel Experiment is a two-player cooperative puzzle game with escape room-like elements. Each player must have their own copy on either mobile, tablet, PC, or Mac. Cross-platform play is supported. In the game, players take on the roles of two detectives who are often separated, each with different clues, and must work together to solve puzzles. Internet connection and voice communication are essential, as collaboration is key to unraveling the game's mysteries.
Toby Fox returns with Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4, continuing the surreal journey of Chris, Susie, and Ralzai through new dark worlds. Expect more emotional twists, chaotic battles, and unforgettable music, all tied to the signature blend of humour and heartbreak that made Undertale and the first two Deltarune chapters so beloved. Combat gets deeper, choices get stranger, and the mysteries behind Chris's actions grow even darker. If you've been holding out for more story, this is the drop fans have been waiting for. Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4 are coming our way June 5th.
Instance is a gentle narrative puzzle game about memory, family, and the quiet beauty of everyday life. You'll piece together photo albums by placing pictures in chronological order, each one revealing a new moment in the lives of a family across generations. It's more than just a puzzle, it's a story told through snapshots, with soft visuals, subtle sound design, and a deep sense of warmth. This one's coming out June 7th.
Bargain Brews!
If you're looking for some games that are wallet friendly this week, we've got you covered with this week's Bargain Brews. First off, we have Roots of Pacha, which is coming in at a 40% off discount. This one is a great life sim game with like a prehistoric kind of vibe, so definitely one worth checking out. And another cozy pick this week, a little to the left, the organization game that is very popular for good reason, is a whopping 50% off this week.
Next up, we have one of my personal favorites, as you've probably been able to tell. Slay the Spire is on sale for 66% off and is definitely worth picking up, especially if we do get an announcement in the next couple of weeks about number 2. Next up, we have The Long Dark, which is a fantastic game, absolutely amazing adventure exploration game, and that is 50% off as well.
If you're in the mood for some witchy type games, we've got you covered this week with Potion Craft coming in at 60% off. That one is a potion making game, if you couldn't tell by the name. And the quirky life sim with a witchy feel, Wildflowers, is 25% off this week as well.
Next, we have Outer Wilds, which is a game that I definitely am really, really keen to play, and that is 34% off. And we also have one that we spoke about last week, Stray, which is 40% off. Both very good games and definitely worth picking up. Welcome to the Backlog, where we choose games that we want to get off of our backlog and we have a bit of a chat about them, and we want you to basically convince us to play them.
Tell us why we need to get these games off of our backlog.
This week, my pick for the backlog is one that's somewhat relevant with Deltarune chapters coming out, and that is Undertale. I've watched people play Undertale, but I've never actually played it myself, which is surprising because it definitely looks like a game that's right up my alley. It's basically an RPG from 2015 where you play as a human who falls into an underground world of monsters. It's got a sort of early Final Fantasy battle style, but the cool thing about it is that you can play as a pacifist or as what they call a genocide run. So you can either decide to not do any damage and try and win through that way, or just deal as much damage as you possibly can, killing everything in your path. Two really good choices. From what I understand, the story is absolutely amazing, and there's obviously branching ways you can go depending on what play style you choose to play. I know this is an absolute classic of a game. This is one that's considered up there with the best of the indie games, but I still haven't played it. So convince me. Let me know why I should play Undertale, and bonus points for working in Deltarune there as well.
I've also not played Undertale. I had my eldest around that time, so games kind of dived off a little bit there. But yeah, it's definitely one that is highly esteemed, and I think for good reason. So yeah, convince both of us to play that one. For my pick this week for the backlog, I have a game that is a medieval graveyard simulator game, and that game is Graveyard Keeper. So this is one I've heard a lot about. My sister is always bragging on me to play this one, and I just haven't had time to pick it up. But basically you build and manage a medieval graveyard, and there's a whole lot of like ethical decisions in there. You get to choose, you know, some different decisions on how to build a thriving business, which may mean like dumping bodies in a river or those kinds of things to cut costs. Yeah, this one looks really, really fantastic. It's right up my alley with like a management sim. It's got a really cool pixel art kind of style as well, which I love. So this is definitely one I would absolutely love to pick up and play. But I just haven't had the time. So convince me that I need to check this one out, because it does look really fantastic.
I'll be getting into the comment section on this one. I'll convince you.
Have you played it?
Yeah, this game was fantastic. Graveyard Keeper was fantastic. And yes, you are 100% right. You would love it. But it's not my place to convince you. I'll get in the comment section, and
okay.
Everyone else, you need to convince back as well.
I look forward to reading your comment. So this week for Spill the Tea, we are going to be talking about our Summer Games Fest predictions. If you don't know what Summer Games Fest is, it is probably the biggest event on the gaming calendar for the year. And essentially it is a whole bunch of showcases all jam-packed over one weekend. So you have the Summer Games Fest showcase, Future Games Fest, Women's Led Games Fest, Wholesome Direct, PC gaming show. Like there's literally dozens of different showcases happening over the weekend, and with those showcases we get a lot of announcements. We get new trailers, we get new game announcements, we get release date announcements. So it's gonna be a pretty exciting weekend. So we are gonna talk about what we are hoping to see, predicting to see, and I mean, either way it's gonna be a good weekend, right?
It's gonna be massive, and already the hype on like X and on YouTube and on Reddit is crazy. Like there's people going nuts with their predictions. I've seen stuff about a new Half-Life game that people are going into crazy conspiracy lengths to try and justify.
Oh.
It's great.
Yeah. Okay.
But let's have a chat about our Summer Games predictions.
I think we have some of the same predictions.
Yes, but I think these predictions are pretty fair.
Yeah, I think so.
I'd say.
Okay, so we have to start with the elephant in the room, and that is Silksong. I do think we're going to get something for Silksong this Games Fest. If they were going to announce their release date, it would be during this weekend, I think.
Oh, 100%. And there's been so many hints. There was stuff talked about with the Switch 2.
Yeah.
All that's really left is an actual announcement with at least a release year or a release date.
Yeah.
What's your predictions on what we're going to get from it? Do you think we're going to get a release date?
I think we are. I think there's a whole Reddit deep dive that you can do about Silksong. And if you have a look in there, there's a lot about it being rated in Australia and things like that. So those sorts of things don't happen pretty much until it's ready. So I think given that they did have like a tiny little sneak peek in the Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2, I think we're definitely going to see a release date. Maybe not definitely, but I think there's a very, very good chance that we're going to get a release date for this. And I think it will be in Summer Games Fest itself.
You reckon the release of Silksong will be during Summer Games Fest?
No, sorry. The release date announcement, although I predicted at the start of this year that they would do a shadow drop, and oh my god, would they would obliterate the internet if they shadow dropped during Summer Games Fest.
Oh, 100%.
If you wanted a marketing beat that you don't need because it's already the most anticipated game ever, shadow drop.
Yeah, this is like, I agree, anticipated to the max. The internet went wild for Oblivion's shadow drop. And this would far surpass that. People would go crazy for an overnight shadow drop of Silksong.
That would be insane. And look, honestly, it's possible. It's definitely possible. It'll be interesting to see what comes of it. I'm hoping that we'll get something, whether it's a new trailer or gameplay or something like that. Hopefully a release date at the very least. But I wouldn't put it past a shadow drop. I think that would, again, it would completely obliterate the internet in the best possible way.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
The next one, which isn't as much of an elephant, but I think is fairly...
It's fairly hyped.
Well, yeah, it's fairly hyped. I wouldn't say it's certain, but it's pretty high chances. That is a release date or some information for Slay the Spire 2. They've been updating stuff on their Steam page, and it has consistently had information about Slay the Spire 2 for the past while now.
Okay.
It does have a release date of 2025.
Yeah.
So this would be the perfect time to announce a legitimate release date, whether it be Q3 or Q4, who knows. Shadow drop would be nice for this as well. No,
well,
but my prediction is we'll get some news on Slay the Spire 2.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a very good chance. Okay, I am predicting that we will get a Voyages of Nira release date, and look, I'm almost certain of this, that we will get it. So they were mentioned in the lineup for the PC gaming show, and in their Discord they're also teasing a Q3, potentially August release date. So I feel like this is pretty primed for them to drop that.
As a reminder, this is the Moana adventure game, right?
Yeah, the Moana co-op survival crafter that looks phenomenal.
Yeah, this one I'm keen for a release date. So this is even on Steam. So this is a Q3 suspected release date, which would be, perfect timing once again for Summer Games Fest to announce something.
Yeah, I think we'll get a release date. That is my prediction. I'm fairly certain we'll get a release date trailer.
Next up on my predictions, with the Switch 2 coming out, I am predicting that we're going to see a lot of indie game specifics announcing a Switch 2 port or a Switch 2 release. I do love my cozy handheld gaming, and yeah, I'm predicting that there's going to be a lot of indie games that say we're coming to Switch 2 as well.
Which releases? like in 2 days.
Yes. Wait, does it really?
Yeah. It's the 5th of June, isn't it?
Well, I forgot we were in June.
Yeah. It's releasing like very soon.
It just didn't register in my head, right?
Yeah, right? It's gone so fast. No, the Switch 2 is the 5th, and there is also a Nintendo Direct ahead of that as well, which I think technically falls into Summer Games Fest, but it's this week. There's another Direct just before the drop as well.
It's probably going to have fantastic things as well, but
Yep.
we're on indie stuff here, so I won't even touch that. I believe we're going to hear a bunch of announcements for Switch 2 releases for indie games.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there'll be a lot of like coming to Nintendo Switch 2 kind of tacked on to the end of things, which is exciting to see some of our anticipated games coming to the new gen stuff.
Yes.
I am keen to see what is going to launch on Switch, because it does seem like a lot more indie games are heading to Switch. So
With the Switch 2 coming out with the controller that's got the mouse type thing.
yeah,
There's going to be the opportunity for a lot more indie games to come across that prior to maybe couldn't have come across. So yeah, it'd be cool to see how that plays out and what games we do see coming across.
yeah,
I'm looking forward to those sorts of announcements as well.
it'll be interesting. It's going to be a very interesting weekend. For my next prediction, I think we're going to get some Moonlighter 2 news. So I don't know if this will just be a new trailer or if this will be maybe a release date announcement. I think it's set for 2025 at this point. But I think we're definitely going to see something from Moonlighter 2.
Moonlighter was such a good game that just kind of blew me away. I'd never heard of it before, and I think I got it is it on Game Pass? I believe it is.
I think so, yeah.
I just downloaded it on a whim and went, what? This is fantastic. Such a good game. So yeah, Moonlighter 2 news would be fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, it is saying a summer 2025 release. So I'm assuming that's America summer, which is pretty soon. Technically is now, I guess. I don't remember how America does the seasons, if they do the 21st or if they do the 1st. But anyway, it's pretty much summer. So if it's a summer release, we could actually get a release date.
Potentially, yeah.
Which is exciting. That would be really, really cool.
So my next one is one that I'm super excited for. Like very, very excited for. If it happens, it may not happen. Who knows? These are predictions. But I feel like we'll get some news on Little Nightmares 3, either a new trailer or new news or hopefully a release date. Such a hyped game. Number 1 and number 2 were fantastic. You know how sometimes sequels to games kind of don't really grasp what the first game was about?
Yeah.
I feel like that's completely different for this series. Like Little Nightmares 1 and 2 was fantastic alongside each other. And Little Nightmares 3 looks amazing with the ability to play 2-player online co-op as well. So a release date would be amazing. I'd love to hear more about the game in general. So any news on Little Nightmares, I'm happy with.
I haven't played any of the Little Nightmares games because I am too chicken. But co-op, I would probably play them. So, you know.
They are... Well, I mean, okay, so video idea for the future. Although it's cutesy, I would say it is quite... There are some hectic parts in there. There's one bit in particular with mannequins. I don't do mannequins, so yeah. But anyway, co-op would be fun.
Absolutely. But my next one, now this one is a bit left of field, but I am hoping we might get some Tavern Keeper news. So Tavern Keeper is the cozy tavern simulation game where you basically build a tavern in like a fantasy world. They originally were supposed to release early access last year and postponed, and we haven't really heard anything about when the game will be coming out, but that was like a good 6 or 7 months ago. So I'm hoping that we get some news. There is, of course, Frosty Games Fest in this Summer Games Fest, which is the Australia-New Zealand one, which is exciting to see Aussie and New Zealand games get a bit of a spotlight in Summer Games Fest. So I'm hoping we get some news for Tavern Keeper.
This game is amazing. Did you play the demo?
Love the demo.
Oh, so good. And you're right. They did go very quiet. Obviously, they're really trying to make the game as good as it can be. and which I like. I honestly love it when developers do this, when they take their time and they're like, you know what, guys, we need a little bit more time. We're just going to keep working on it. I'd much rather that than a game come out that's half done and they're like, oh, we need to fix it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to see an announcement.
Yep.
I'm with you on that. I don't know whether that'll happen, but that'd be cool.
I think, like, if there's not, I won't be mad because I want the game to be incredible. So if it takes longer, that's fine. Like, I'm totally fine with waiting for that. But if we get some news, I will be very happy.
Yes.
I'm hoping we get some Paralives news. So Paralives is kind of a Sims competitor, and it's a highly anticipated one because it looks like everything we want the Sims to be, but that the Sims misses the mark on. So I'm hoping we get some Paralives news. They are, I'm pretty sure, set for early access this year is what they've pretty much said. Yes, we'll be heading to early access this year. So I'm hoping we get some new news from them because I think it's been a little bit quiet on their front lately too. So hopefully we'll get something.
And honestly, the Sims needs a competitor. Nothing against the Sims. It's a fantastic game and they've done so much with it, but for the most part, I feel like it's held up by its modding community. And it doesn't need to push the boundaries because there is nothing else. The more competitors we can get, the better, I reckon.
Yeah, and I think after Inzoi, obviously, kind of a semi-controversial game, after that came out this year, it's clear there's a market for like Sims-like games. I'm actually surprised there's not been anything else like it.
Yeah,
but
it's like,
yeah,
I can't think of anything.
Well, I know we've had a lot of like 2D life sims.
Yes, yeah.
So like To Pixelia comes to mind.
Yeah.
But nothing as complex and nothing that kind of has that, not realistic, but more kind of 3D realistic-ish style. So I'm hoping we get some more news from Paralives because I think people are really hungry for it. So hopefully we get some news about that.
Good predictions, I reckon. Good predictions. I think we'd be lucky if all of them came true.
Can you imagine watching this back?
Yeah, I know, right? And it looks super sus if we got everything here right. But yeah, Summer Games Fest is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
There's plenty to see, and there's so many shows, like what you said before. There's so many showcases,
and of course, we know what there's going to be some pretty stacked AAA, AA kind of lineup announcements as well. So whether you love indie games or not, there's definitely something for everyone this weekend.
Definitely. So it's going to be massive.
It's going to be huge. RIP my inbox with all the press releases. We'd love to know what your predictions are for Summer Games Fest. What are you hoping to see? What do you think we'll see? Do you agree with any of ours? Let us know in the comments. But as we said, we are set for a jam-packed weekend regardless. So get excited. Get your wish list ready for this weekend.
It's going to be good. With so many games coming out in the next couple of months, we are truly lucky and spoilt with what we've got to play. So we've chosen a couple of games that we are super hyped for. These are ones to watch.
So my one to keep an eye on, one to watch this week, is a game called Ship Inc. Now this one is cozy gaming at its finest. And it's basically a game where you run like a wholesome shipping business. So it's a cozy job simulator and you're basically a packaging employee in a parcel shipment company. So think about like Amazon and like the people who pack all the Amazon packages. It's like that, but a cozy game from the looks of it. So you get to follow the shipment orders, choose the package size, prepare the parcels, and then there is the management side of it as well. So you get to upgrade things, deliver orders, all of that stuff, and it just looks like a lot of fun. It looks very, very cozy. The graphic style is very like bright and vibrant and cute and cozy. I'm excited for this one. It is coming in June, I believe, and there is a demo out, so you can check it out now as well. This one is definitely one to watch. I think this is going to be a really cute, fun, casual game.
On a completely different path, My one this week is not a cozy game. It's more on your horror sort of messed up side of gaming, but it is one called Winnie's Hole. So for those that don't know, Winnie the Pooh has recently left copyright and became public domain, and people have been using the Winnie the Pooh character in many different ways. This specific one, we're looking at Cronenberg Winnie the Pooh. So the basic concept of the game is that you're Winnie. He has been taken over by a virus. You play as the virus, moving through Winnie's body, trying to upgrade him, basically. And you have to fight off the woodland creatures that are trying to help Winnie. Is crazy. The storyline is fantastic. The gameplay is great. The gameplay is sort of like a tile-based game where you place a, once again, Tetris-style block on a board, and where the block goes covers different attacks or defenses or abilities. And the ones that you cover, you play against the characters that you're fighting. Outside of that, there's like an overworld map where you travel through Winnie's body, attaching different pieces of the virus or picking up different health boosts. Yeah, it's just a crazy, half messed up game that is extremely satisfying, really intriguing, and just a lot of fun. I played the demo. There is a new demo out for it now, released I think last week or maybe the week before, and it's just a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. If you're a fan of horror stuff or roguelikes, it's definitely up that alley. Give it a shot. It's very interesting.
And it's made by an Aussie as well, so we love that.
Taste test.
It's time for the part of the show where we get to talk about the games that we have been playing this week and taste testing. And I'm going to kick it off with a cozy building pick that I have been checking out this week called Islands and Trains. So this one is a sandbox building game. It's very, very cute and cozy, very peaceful. There's no goals or anything like that. There is achievements that you can get, but it's pretty much just a sandbox builder. But it's not just a builder that is stagnant. You also are able to build train tracks in your world. So it's kind of a love story to building with wooden trains as a child. So it feels very nostalgic, but you are basically given complete free reign and you're able to build cute little train tracks through different countrysides, different locations that you completely build yourself. So you start off with literally nothing. You just start off with a square of water that you get to build in, and you can build at different heights. There's a whole bunch of different buildings to choose from with different themes. So there's castle themes or farmland or different houses. You can build cute little train stations as well, and basically it's like model train building but in a game, which is really cute and cozy and just very chill, very, very chill. I did manage to check out this one for a little bit and build a cute little castle area and everything, which was really fun. The Let's Play for that is actually out on YouTube if you want to go and see firsthand what the building is like. But I did have a few gripes with this one, mostly that it didn't feel like the building was very seamless. So a lot of the blocks don't fit with other blocks. A lot of the height doesn't match for different things as well. So it's just kind of a little bit janky. And I feel like particularly in these games where building is kind of the point, you need to have a building system that is kind of interchangeable. So you should be able to place any block and it goes with any other block very seamlessly. And that was kind of missing from this one. So I did like all of the building elements. I think the graphic style is incredible. The music is a vibe, and overall it's a really just chill, relaxed, cozy game. But I do wish there was just a little bit more seamlessness to the building, because it just feels like things just don't quite line up a lot of the time, which is really frustrating when you're trying to build a cute little, train track through the woods and you can't build properly. It also doesn't let you overlap things very well, so that was kind of a little bit frustrating. So you can't kind of build a tunnel and then build a train track through it. You kind of have to have the pre-built stuff, which was a little bit disappointing. It just meant I couldn't build the way that I wanted to build sometimes. But overall, it's still a fantastic game and well worth picking up if you love a sandbox builder. Probably similar to games like Tiny Glade or Townscaper, those types of games where it really is just this complete sandbox experience. But well worth checking out if you're into building games. When you build, it's almost like Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. You know how you do the land in that? So it's like kind of the blocks, like the grid blocks. It's kind of like that. But there are like pieces that you can add to make it look more like a mountain to the side of it, but they don't line up properly with the top of the like piece, so they're at different heights, or like they don't have the right width, so you have to kind of build specifically to the width, and that it still looks a bit weird, and it's just not quite optimized for like being able to do those really intricate builds with a lot of detail in them. But it still was a good time. Like, I still enjoyed playing, but it did get to the point where it's like, I just can't do what I want to do.
It does look good. I'm looking at it right now. It looks really cozy, and the graphic style is really, really nice. Oh, like legitimate castles.
You can actually make the trains go round as well. So you can like put your trains on and like have different types of engines and stuff and different stations, and you can get pretty intricate with like the train side of things too, which I think is really cool. But yeah, the building kind of lets it down at this point.
My game that I've been playing this week is Paperklay. It is one that I've been really excited for, and it has not disappointed. So basically a 3D platformer. You basically play as two characters called Chick and Nugget, and you mainly control Chick, who is the larger character of the two, and you are in your world looking for adventure when all of a sudden adventure falls on you, and the big bad, a fox called Nox, steals a bunch of eggs from your village, and you've got to go after him, trying to get the eggs back, and just exploring through this world that your characters have never been in before. It's a really cool concept, really, really fun, and the voice acting is absolutely fantastic. It's inspired by games like Banjo-Kazooie, Yooka-Laylee, and Sly Cooper, and you can really see those inspirations, but it doesn't take from it too much where it's not its own game. So the key difference from those games is the manipulation of the environment. So the environment itself is made out of cardboard, wool, even crafting utilities. Some of the enemies are scissors and similar stationary things. And you can manipulate this environment by hitting different switches or undoing bolts or hitting different spinny doodads, I don't know what else to call them. And the whole environment changes, leading to different paths and different ways to get through things, which is really, really cool. So far, I've played probably about half of the game, and it has been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It's definitely one to give a shot if you like those 3D, I don't want to say platformers, because it's more of an adventure style game with platforming elements, if that makes sense. So yeah, definitely one to pick up if you enjoy those sorts of games. I'd even liken it to, say, like Spyro, where you're going through a level trying to collect eggs, which is the key thing in the earlier Spyros. So like you're going through, you're attacking enemies, you're solving puzzles. At the end of the level, you get the egg and then go back to the overworld. It already feels classic, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it. Really good game.
It looks great. It almost reminds me of It Takes Two, just with some of the like elements of that kind of childhood nostalgia, like with the paper and the different materials and stuff.
Yep, even down to some of the puzzles now that I think about it, actually. Like taking out the co-op sort of two-player need, it's definitely got that It Takes Two vibe as well, where the puzzles are very, like, you hit a switch which changes a mechanic somewhere else, and then you've got to use that mechanic to get across to a next area. I would say this is not anything wrong with the game or a gripe or anything like that. It would be sick as a co-op game. It would be fantastic as a co-op game.
For this week's challenge, we are describing indie games as if they are coffee blends. So I've got 3 games that I have written out as if they are a coffee blend, and so does Ant, and we are going to try and guess each other's games based off the descriptions. So this will be interesting, but feel free to play along, drop your guesses in the comments, because this could go very well or it could go very badly. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully we're on the same page this time. Last time I went far too much with mine. Anyway, all right, my first one. I reckon you're going to get really, really quickly, so this is a good warm-up one. All right, so my first coffee game is a blend of mystery noir flavour.
Is it Duck Detective?
Oh, God damn it. Yes.
Okay.
But which one?
Oh, I don't know. The first one?
Oh, man.
Secret Salami?
Yeah. I'll finish off my thing at least. So Is a blend. This blend is a mystery noir flavour with notes of smoky salami and hints of a punny finish. I told you were going to get it.
Good game. That was a good description. That's good. I don't know if you're going to get... I think you'll get at least one of mine, but I don't know about this first one. So we'll see. All right, are you ready?
All right. I'm ready. I'm locked in. Let's do this.
Okay, so this indie game is dark roasted exploration.
Okay. I got nothing.
With notes of sinister.
A sinister exploration. Nope. Next one.
And it's finished off with fishy flavour with secret elements.
Nice day for fishing?
No.
Ah, man. Sinister. Fishy elements. Fish underwater. Sinister. No, I haven't got it. I've got it.
It is Dredge.
Oh, I should. Oh, of course. Of course. How did I not get that?
I don't know. I thought I did pretty good at describing it.
As soon as I heard the dr, I was like, oh, of course. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Come on, Ann. Come on, you were supposed to be locked in. What are you doing? Come on. My next one. This one is a blend of Undead Organizer.
Undead Organizer?
Yeah.
No, I got nothing.
With notes of crafting and building.
Is it Graveyard Keeper?
Yeah, it is.
I was like, crafting and building, that could be a lot of games. But like, the undead part was what got me. I was like, wait.
Yeah. The last one was, and hints of graveyard maintenance. So you would have gotten it in the last one anyway.
So the next one is a toffee nut flavour. With notes of adventure.
No, I'm going to need the whole thing. I'm terrible at this. Okay.
And it's finished off with some caramel spice with an automation twist.
Oh, okay. That gives me toffee nut with caramel spice. Is this... No, it can't be. Is it Odd Sparks?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I thought it fit with the toffee nut and the caramel, you know?
My next game. This blend is a bold entrepreneurial flavour.
Oh. That could be a lot of games. Entrepreneurial, it doesn't really narrow it down. All right, give me the next clue.
With notes of crimes and chaos.
Oh, crimes and chaos. No, I got nothing.
Okay, you're going to get it in this next one. With hints of being banned in Australia.
Oh, is it Schedule 1?
Yes.
Are you ready for this one? You should get this one.
All right.
So this game has medium-bodied sleuthing.
Okay.
With notes of dry humour.
Okay.
and a salty finish laced with crumbs.
Is this the new Duck Detective?
No.
Is it the old Duck Detective?
Yes.
What are the chances we both picked the same game?
I know. I was like, oh, should I do the new one? No, I'll do the old one. That'll trick him.
That's what I was going to do as well. I was going to add the salami in. And I was like, no, I'll add the salami in.
Well, there you go.
Two out of 3 ain't bad. But 3 out of 3, very impressive. You know your indie games.
Sometimes I do, if they're the right genres. Ask me about horror. You should have chucked a horror pick in there. I would have been lost.
Oh, I should have.
Yeah.
Next week.
Alrighty, that is where we are going to wrap up this week's episode of the Indie Brew Show. We hope you've enjoyed all of the chaotic goodness of this week's episode. There was a ton of chaos in this episode, I feel like.
There was, but there was also a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Not that there's not fun stuff in every other episode. It's just I feel like there's a lot of chaos happening at the moment in general, so it's just matching the mood, right?
Don't forget to check out Summer Gamers Fest this weekend and leave your predictions below in the comments, because it is going to be a pretty chaotic, hectic weekend, jam-packed full of games. So make sure you are primed and ready for that.
Also, let us know what you guys are playing, what indie games you've been picking up, or what you're looking forward to in the comments. And if you like all the indie game content, want to know more about indie game news, please do subscribe.
And until next time,
Stay caffeinated.